Welcome to VarieHook tutorials. In this video, I'll be demonstrating the arches and clusters pattern. So let's get started. Arches and clusters is a VarieHook original stitch that gives you these angled clusters that come off of this lacy arch and knotwork down the middle. And all of these things are possible thanks to the VarieHook large shaft. As with many of our stitches, we use the large shaft on one row to create single crochets. The large single crochets are a lot airier, they are a lot more not stretched out, but they have more yarn in them. So we have them available for the next side, which is going to be to stretch them up and make those arches. Now we're going to end our row with a double crochet on small because that's the size difference between our small double and our large single crochet. We'll chain 2 to turn. And for the pattern, it's very simple. We're going to yarn over and take just the front loop of our next stitch with a pull up and take 2. We'll do that a second time. This is creating our cluster. Yarn over and take 2. Now for the final piece, we are not going to yarn over. We're just going to take up 1 and pull through 4. And that last piece being shorter helps our cluster to pull up at an angle like this. Let's do it again. Yarn over, front loop only, take 1 and draw through 2 a second time, yarn over, front loop, and draw through 2. Now do not yarn over, just take up a loop and pull through all 4, angling our cluster to the side. Now because we worked our last row with large single crochets, that gives us a lot more slack in these stitches so that we have something to pull when we're pulling up on. If you were to try this pattern with a traditional hook, your entire single crochet row would need to be made of golden loop single crochets all pulled up to a nice large size with a large and fluffy loop so that we would have the ability to pull up this extra space in the loop. But with the VarieHook large shaft, there's nothing different at all. You just slide to large when you make your single crochets, and the arches and clusters on this side are beautifully formed.